Our last story tonight is about a 4-year-old child, a young scion, a budding nasal digger, and apparently the protege of the world's richest man. I'm talking about X-A12, who's simply called X. He is tech billionaire Elon Musk's child, the 7th of his 12 children, and has been to places many will never see, including the Oval Office. Last week, Trump's close advisor Elon Musk joined him for a press conference at the White House. While Musk talked about democracy, his son X was mostly perched on his shoulders. And when he stood on his feet, X wandered around, fidgeted, and mimicked his father.
Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, okay, X, we'd have to, if you, it's all right. Tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
Well, speaking of gravitas, X appeared to tell the president of the nation, "I want you to shush your mouth." And at one point, X picked his nose, then wiped it on the desk, US President Donald Trump's desk, what's called the Resolute desk. It has been used by 8 US presidents in the Oval Office. Now, it's very normal for a child to pick his nose. What's not so normal is for him to be around a president while doing it. And not just any president, a known germaphobe. So it's not surprising that Trump has sent the desk away and replaced it with another one. But the desk debacle aside, ever since Musk started leading DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, he has made frequent appearances with mini Musks. We saw this last week when he met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Washington. 3 of Musk's children were at the meeting. We saw this yesterday as well when he met Argentinian President Javier Milei. While Musk played with Milei's gift, a chainsaw, one of his children clung to his leg. Now, that does not look like the safest bring your child to work day. But that's not the only reason why Musk's parenting is dividing public opinion. So-called Muskies are fans of the fun dad behavior. But critics call it, and I'm quoting, an exploitative PR strategy. Now, here is some context. In the past, Musk has called X an emotional support human and a cuteness prop. These were his words. X's mother, Grimes, has repeatedly and publicly said that her young son, and I'm quoting, should not be in public like this. That's what the mother has said. Yesterday, she posted on the platform X, urging Musk, and I'm quoting again, to respond about their child's medical crisis. Also, Musk's transgender daughter from his first wife has cut ties with him after calling him an absent and cruel father. So this turn of events is surprising, and experts have thoughts about these fun dad appearances. They say it is to make Musk seem more personable. And this is a transparent, popular strategy. Like in 2017, when former internet darling Justin Trudeau brought his 3-year-old son to office and somehow found time for a game of hide and seek between all the work. Now, this is obviously not to say that political leaders or people in general should not bring their children to work, or that everyone who does it sets up a deliberate PR trap. When leaders parent in public, they do something very powerful. Like in 2018, when Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand, became the first world leader to attend the United Nations General Assembly meeting with her baby. Likewise, in 2017, when an Australian senator held her child as she voted on a resolution in Parliament. And while this is arguably a privilege reserved for a few people at the top, recently we saw a similar resolve reflect in a female cop here in India. She carried her baby while patrolling a train station during a crisis situation. These cases have made headlines the world over. They have sent a powerful message, and there is no denying this. Our world would be a much nicer place if this were the norm instead of the exception. Because there are days when the nanny needs an off, when the school is suddenly cancelled, when your child is not feeling well, when you don't have the option to work from home. Because yes, it does take a village to raise a child, but in the modern society, these villages have disappeared for most people. And yes, parents increasingly have the right to bring their children to work. Some countries, in fact, have legislation for it. Some nations mandate company benefits. Like in India, where nearly 70% companies offer daycare. Or in the US, where about 56% companies are beefing up such benefits. The progress is slow, but the world is increasingly normalizing bringing children to work. What doesn't help this cause is when leaders or pseudo-political leaders do this to earn brownie points. That's when bringing your child to work does not do much to break down barriers, and it definitely does not help anyone win the Father of the Year title.
Merci beaucoup. Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Namaste, Mr. President.
Bharat Kelogan, Komeri Namaste.
How many people generally follow you in interviews?
Typically, in a month, we have viewers up to 150 million. That's more than twice the population of France. And in the last 2 years, we had 3 billion viewers. So I say, Laurent, this is your chance to be famous. You're on Firstpost. One word to describe your equation with Prime Minister Modi.
Amitié.
As India and France work together, are you creating a new era of non-alignment in the technology space?
India is a training superpower. 1 million engineers a year, more than all of Europe and the US combined. So we have that partnership. We have a partnership on the environment and the economy. We also have civilian nuclear programs, and that is something we've developed far beyond the France-India relationship. So we want to work together on AI.
And then comes China with its DeepSeek, creating models at a fraction of the cost. Did that innovation take you by surprise? Did that breakthrough make you sit up and think, what did the Chinese do and how?
But what did DeepSeek do? They took everything that was already available from the last AI model, and then they recalibrated it.
So are you going to ban Chinese AI in France?
So we don't have this American approach of banning tech because of where it comes from.